Welcome everyone to Titan Fieldhouse for the final matchup of the Eastern Florida Classic between the Indian River Falcons and the South Georgia State Hawks. You're watching EFSC Titan Sports. I'm Max Mesman alongside Ethan Sorey. The visiting Falcons come in with an overall record of 2-3 following a 94-81 win over South Georgia Tech yesterday. On the other side, the Hawks also have a 2-3 record, but they had a loss yesterday, 79-62 to Eastern Florida. The last time these two teams faced off, the River secured an 86-74 victory on the road on December 13th of last year. The Falcons have won 3 of 4 meetings with the Eagles, with the one exception coming on November 18th of 2017, a 70-67 win for the Hawks at home. Both teams are looking to finish off the Eastern Florida Classic with a win. So, Ethan, among the many skilled players for the Falcons, who do you see as the key difference maker tonight?
Well, Max, I'm looking for Caleb Cameron as he comes into this game averaging like 18 points a game. So we'll look for him to light up the scoreboard quickly. He started all 4 games. He can get you some defensive rebounds. He currently has 14 on the season. Total 27 rebounds in total. So this guy is an all-around player.
And on the other side, for South Georgia State, who do you think will need to step up for them to pull out a win?
Well, for South Georgia State, I'm looking at Matt Mboli as he has crashing the boards this season, averaging over 10 rebounds a game. And this game, boards will be crucial.
And before we get started, Ethan and I are current students at the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting at Full Sail University. We want to thank Eastern Florida State College, the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting, and Full Sail University for giving us this incredible opportunity. We hope to deliver a great broadcast for what promises to be an excellent game.
Let's get into it.
All right, tipping off here, Indian River wins the tip. And the starters for the River, as we see an early 3 that rims out. You've got number 4, Caleb Cameron, as you mentioned. Number 5, Terrion Stebbins. Number 15, Isaiah Cameron. Number 24, Elliot Ikubase. And number 33, Adam Squire. And then on the other end, for the Hawks, number 0, Chandler Thomas. Number 1, Trey Calloway, who's handling the ball. Number 2, Matthew Roberts. Number 5, Jeremy Anderson. And number 12, Aaron Jones on the inside. 2 early misses for each team here.
River looks to push the ball.
Thought about the 3, now passes it back in the corner.
Nice ball moving here by River.
Now back outside, had some space, passes it back out. Squire now in the corner to Cameron. Isaiah couldn't finish. And a rebound here by the Hawks.
Only a 14% three-point shooter. Surprised he took that shot, Max.
And on the other end, gets it blocked. And now Indian River going the other way, trying to Euro step his way to the basket. And he'll, looks like, draw a foul.
Early foul here.
Foul called against South Georgia State. And it'll go on Jeremy Anderson. And Terrion Stebbins at the free throw strike. 54% shooter on the year. Still looking for our first points in this game. A little over a minute in. And he nets the first.
Good free throw shooting here by River. I feel like these freebies are going to really add up as the game goes along.
And he makes 2 of 2. And you'll love to see that from a little over 50% free throw shooter. Almost an errant pass.
Press here by River. They're trying to stop the ball.
Very aggressive early on. Indian River trying to go 2-0 at the East Florida Classic. South Georgia State looking for their first win. Trey Calloway. Now Jones inside. And
what a finish.
Floats it up and in. Jeremy Anderson right there. getting his 3rd start of the year, averages a little over 7 points a game. Now going down the floor, driving baseline, passing it over to Stebbins.
Nice
Stebbins
pass
wide
inside.
open.
Left that middle wide open, like you said, Max. Those bigs hovering down there will be a problem tonight.
And giving chase, not able to catch up, Ikubase. And now Matthew Roberts taking it down the other end of the floor. Roberts with some nice handles, guarded by Cameron. Now back over to Roberts. In the corner, Callaway, the tall Ikubase on him. Now Roberts passes it inside. Can't finish at the rack. And that is going to be Indian River ball. Some good defense early on by both teams, and we're going to get an early substitution for Indian River. Coming in for Elliot Ikubase.
Yeah, that's Steven Barros coming in, the freshman.
Freshman for Indian River. That's actually going to be Arlindo Bernardo. Steven Barros, number 23 for South Georgia State, freshman. But it'll be Arlindo Bernardo. And it'll go out of bounds, and it will stay here with Indian River. Setting the floor, Adam Squire. Isaiah Cameron with a mid-range.
That's a nice jumper over the smaller defender. You have to take that.
Isaiah Cameron starting his 2nd game of the year, and a steal by Squire.
Out of bounds, good call by the ref.
Squire wasn't looking where he was stepping, and now it's going to be South Georgia State ball going the other way. Slow start on offense for both teams here. Once again, more full court pressure by Indian River.
Callaway looks like to be the primary ball handler here.
Guarded by Caleb Cameron.
Nice screen. He gets downhill, but it's not there.
Nice
finish.
putback. Putback right there by Jeremy Anderson.
Yeah, Jeremy Anderson, he's coming into this game looking to be a star player.
Now Isaiah Cameron guarded by Matthew Roberts. Squire loses it, goes directly to Bernardo. Nice jump stop by Cameron. Driving inside, and that's going to be a foul on Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, the 7-footer out of Veterans High School.
Yep, freshman.
Very tall body inside. Cameron able to catch that one. Good pass inside to Bernardo.
Good finish there by Bernardo, the freshman wing. Comes in here averaging only 0.3 points per game, so let's see what he can do tonight.
Already past his usual average, as that one is off the mark from Roberts. Now Caleb Cameron inside, can't finish.
Tries to save it, but he can't get it.
Good hustle right there by Bernardo. Fortunately, falls out of bounds.
That's what you like to see from your wings, you know, getting that excitement, getting that effort. Even though it's out of bounds, you like to see that tenacity.
Early timeout here, and we'll take it with them. 8 for your score. Indian River up early. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're back inside Titan Fieldhouse for the final game in what has been an exciting Eastern Florida Classic. And Indian River doubling up South Georgia State and scoring here early on.
This full court press by Indiana River might be too much for the Hawks to handle.
Good pass inside, good pump fake and finish at the rack. Chandler Thomas, starting point guard.
Finish there.
Leads the Hawks in scoring, 15 a game. Now Adam Squire with it, guarded by Matthew Roberts, or excuse me, Trey Calloway. Caleb Cameron breaks the double team out in the corner and stepping out of bounds and traveling. Bernardo. Orlando Bernardo not used to handling it out on the perimeter and was kind of apparent right there.
Yeah, already 2 turnovers for him today. Let's see if he can clean that up.
And once again, full court press by Indian River, and it works.
And it's a steal. I said it earlier. That full court press that they're running may be too much for the Hawks.
Bernardo too long on the shot, and now fighting for the rebound and getting it. Now out in transition, block. Bernardo.
And that's what that freshman can do. If you see his length, he just plays the ball so well as he gets that block.
6'9" freshman out of West Oaks Academy. Some really crucial minutes early on here off the bench.
Very crucial. That wingspan coming in handy.
8-6 your score here, about 5 minutes into this game. Both teams sitting at 2 and 3. Squire inside to Cameron, gets it stolen away by Chandler Thomas. And Thomas draws the foul.
Couldn't get that one-on-one finish against Caleb Cameron down there, but he'll go to the line.
Chandler Thomas sticking his hand into the cookie jar and coming out with something sweet, some free throws.
Oh, I like that one.
You like that?
Yeah.
Chandler Thomas looking to go 2 for 2 at the charity strike, starting with the first one, unfriendly bounce. 72% shooter on the year from the charity strike.
They're pretty reliable. Let's see if he can split this one right here.
Has been struggling from beyond the arc with only 14% shooting from 3. 1 for 2 brings the lead within 1. Caleb Cameron slips, and it will maintain the Rivers ball. Although Caleb Cameron clearly upset with himself right there. Felt like he could have gone one-on-one.
Yeah, Max, they're pushing the pace here. If you would have got that, if you would have kept the handle on the ball, they would have had some serious momentum.
At first, it seemed like only Indian River was doing the full court press, but it seems like South Georgia State having a press of their own.
This might be a defensive stalwart as we're going down later in the game.
Bernardo able to control that on the outside. Squire.
And Max, I thought that was a double dribble, but the refs let it play.
Good defensive possession right there by South Georgia State. And it will remain here, unable to get the rebound. The Hawks. Setting it up right here, Stebbins from the corner. Caleb Cameron driving with his right.
And he is very, very tenacious trashing that hole, man.
I'll tell you what, exciting matchup all night to watch will be Caleb Cameron versus Chandler Thomas. Leading scorers for each team guarding each other. But right there, Cameron got the best of Thomas with that quick first step into the hole. Unable to finish, but draws the foul. Cameron, a 66% free throw shooter.
Yeah, not the type of reliability you will want out of your freshman guard, but we'll see if he can at least get one of these through the net here.
Cameron listed as a guard, but very lanky, 6'5". As he goes 1 for 2. So River now up by 2. Good job, able to find Chandler Thomas in the middle of that press.
And now they have numbers.
And that's going to be a travel called against South Georgia State. Another turnover right here, and you can see some coaches shaking their heads on the bench. Right there, and a steal by Davion Thomas, the freshman point guard off the bench.
Davion Thomas with a nice reach there. Didn't draw the foul, but got enough just to get his hand on the ball. Forces a turnover there.
And it looks like it'll be Thomas to pass it in. South Georgia State with a chance to knot the scoring up early here, or possibly take the lead. Now inside, and that's going to be a push-off on Indian River. So it'll stay here. Very physical game early on between these two teams.
Very, very physical. You already have a handful of turnovers here.
So we'll do it again from the out-of-bounds spot. Thomas passes it in. Now Chandler Thomas with it. Goes over to Reggie White. Back to Thomas. Good passing on the perimeter. That's going to be a kick ball on Black. Excuse me, that's going to go on Indian River. Kick ball out of bounds. Long possession here for South Georgia State. Davion Thomas controlling it near half court.
He has a bigger defender on him. Let's see what he can do here.
Tried to pass it inside to Eaton.
Yeah, hit the foot.
Hit the foot of Isaiah Cameron right there. And it'll be another throw-in. South Georgia State really maintaining possession here. Just got to find a way to put the ball in the basket. And a nice twisting action.
Can't finish there. I don't know if he was not as focused there, but that looks like a chip shot.
Isaiah Cameron thought about the three. Now Squire dribbles in, and it's a foul called against Indian River, or excuse me, South Georgia State.
Fouls on number 3, Reggie White, his first.
And it'll go on Reggie White.
Team already has 4 fouls, and I don't know. They might have to start playing this a little off. They don't want to get too much in foul trouble.
Subbing in for Indian River. River is number 11, Caleb Rivera. Caleb Cameron inside. Can't finish, but will go to the free throw line once again.
And as you can see, the shot might not look to be there initially, but he's going to make his shot. He's going to get to the rack and try to get his points.
Caleb Cameron can do it all for Indian River, along with 18 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Misses the first free throw right there. And coming into the game for South Georgia State will be number 5, Jeremy Anderson. Cameron trying to split this free throw trip for the second time tonight, and he does. So slowly but surely, Indian River starting to maintain a lead.
They're pushing down. They have pace.
Now goes inside to Anderson. Anderson looked to pass it back.
Not a good pass there, but they retain possession.
Chandler Thomas with a pump fake. That's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to remain South Georgia State ball.
I'd like to see a lot of more of these passes hit home, Max.
Yeah, they're trying to find inside possession, but really kind of tough when, there's not really a super tall player, and a nice friendly roll right there by Jeremy Anderson, but they're trying to establish inside the paint position. But Indian River doing a good job of clogging that.
Right, they have length inside there, so it'll be tough for the Hawks.
And now Caleb Rivera, the 5'8" freshman out of Puerto Rico, looks...
One of the shorter guys on the court, and he wanted it all there, Max.
Yeah, he was looking for the alley-oop to Caleb Cameron, trying to get us out of our seat early. And it looks like it's going to be out of bounds. Possession remaining with Indian River. Caleb Cameron wanted a foul. Is now Isaiah Cameron with it in the corner. Finds an open Stebbins. Unable to get it to go. Good rebound by Caleb Cameron, and a pass, but a block right there by Dominic Wright.
Dominic Wright being dominant down there in the paint.
And now from deep range, can't get it to go. Rebound right there by Wright.
Little overcommit there by the guard.
Now in the corner. And back to their best player in Chandler Thomas, trying to set up an offensive possession.
Good things happen when the ball is in his hands.
And Kintius Gross passes it out to Davion Thomas. Thomas with the right, back out, and a little bit to the left there, misses. And River pushing. Stebbins inside. Can't finish with the left.
That was hard.
And now taking it himself all the way down the court, can't finish.
Doesn't hit anything, but Indian River, and he finishes it.
Yeah, outlet pass right there to Bernardo. Good job by Caleb Rivera getting the assist.
Freshman wing getting in on the fast break action.
And you can hear the River bench chanting their team on, telling them to D up. 12-9 your score. Almost halfway through this first half. And that's going to be a foul.
That would be a foul. Was that Caleb Cameron?
I believe so. Actually will go against Caleb Rivera. And it will be a timeout here. 12-9 your score in this first half. A very physical game. And what have you seen so far out of each side? Let's start off with South Georgia State, down by 3. Really have been sloppy on offense, but their great defense has kept them in the game. What have you seen out of the Hawks?
I've seen a lot. Like you said, great defense. They managed a block down there in the paint, stopping some possessions. But, man, they have to be able to defend. They have to be able to get points on the board. As you can see, they're down early.
And on the other side for Indian River, with a 3-point lead early on, but you feel like it could be more. A lot of missed shots, a lot of mistakes. What can the Falcons do to try and pull away?
You know, the Falcons, they just need to stick with their game. They're pushing the ball with good speed, but, you know, they have to make most of these possessions that they're having. They have numbers coming down the stretch, and they just have to convert. Like you said, this league could be way bigger.
And this game, a real opposites of the last game. If y'all were tuned in, Eastern Florida beat South Georgia Tech in an instant classic, 70-67. Lots of scoring in that game. This one close as well, but in a different way, defensive game.
Yeah, that game was a real barn burner last time, Max, but this one right here looks to be played on the defensive side.
And Stephen Barros now coming in for South Georgia State, number 23. And setting the floor out of bounds will be Trey Calloway.
The freshman forward comes in. Let's see what he can do to try to contribute here.
Chandler Thomas guarded by the undersized Rivera.
Like you said, you might want to take advantage of that. He's guarded by a smaller defender, but they take the shot early.
And that one is nothing but nylon. Matthew Roberts. And now Indian River trying to go fast and stepping out of bounds to Stebbins. And now South Georgia State, their press having some implications on Indian River's offense.
Yeah, just couldn't get the rock there to the sophomore. And like I said, they have to convert on these possessions coming down the stretch.
And coming into the game, Elliot Ikubase for Indian River. Now Indian River with a press of their own, able to break it and get it to Chandler Thomas. But what a block, but what a follow.
What a
sequence right
of plays
there.
right there.
I mean, Stephen Barros able to get the follow-up after a brilliant block by Ikubase. And now South Georgia State with their lead.
Their
First lead of the game. And now Caleb Cameron over in the corner. Good jump pass.
It's good ball movement here. You want to get this defense off balance.
Caleb Cameron takes a contested 3. Can't make it.
He was feeling it there.
And now Trey Calloway coming down, controlling the offense, passes it out to Roberts, and he nets his second.
They had numbers there, and it would have been tough to stop them.
Matthew Roberts heating up from beyond the arc. And just as we said, the scoring not showing up for either team, South Georgia State saying, watch this, 7 straight points for the Hawks.
Matthew Roberts, a 30% shooter from deep, so he's continuing to work on that stroke.
Now Squire with it, passes it in the corner to Isaiah Cameron, had time, and he uses it to net a 3. Nothing but 3-pointers recently here.
Whatever you can do, I can do better, as they say.
Trey Calloway able to beat the press 3-on-1, and too easy right there for Chandler Thomas.
Like taking candy from a baby.
And now Squire with it at the top of the key. Over to Caleb Cameron. Cameron inside to Isaiah.
Nice finish as he has some size.
Isaiah Cameron now with 5 straight points, and now River answers back. They must have heard us about the low scoring early on, because
they're ramping it up here, Max.
There's been nothing but makes recently. And now over to Roberts.
He gets the ball back. He's trying to put the offense in a favorable situation as he's navigating the floor.
Good steal right there by Caleb Cameron. 1-on-1.
This is all him. Nothing.
And gets it tipped away. Good defensive. Good job of catching up on defense by Dominic Wright.
Great defensive effort, because as we can see all game, that Caleb Cameron is going to push that ball.
So now Matthew Squire, or excuse me, Adam Squire passing it in. Gets it in the corner, thought about the 3. Swing over to Cameron, and that's going to be a travel. Moved his feet too early, and it will be a throw in here for South Georgia State.
Just mistakes seeming to pile on here for Indian River. Excuse me.
And that's what happens when you get up early, but you're not able to pull away. The other team just stays in the game. And that's where we sit right now with South Georgia State leading by 1.
Right, those adjustments you see made by the coach.
And right there, Chandler Thomas colliding with Squire, and they're going to call a blocking foul.
Just wasn't set there. You can see his foot were still moving. They're going to call that every time.
Adam Squire, sophomore out of Montverde Academy, which if you know high school basketball, if you play for the Big MA, usually means you're pretty highly sought after coming out.
Indeed.
And Adam Squire will actually take a seat coming into the game for Indian River. Will be number 30, Anthony Ferrer. 6'3" freshman, and then a steal right here for Isaiah Cameron, and he finishes it right there. A little bit of a touch over the rim right there for Isaiah Cameron, who leads the scoring for Indian River.
The sophomore plays 2 positions, the guard and the forward, able to create down there.
Very versatile, as a turnover right there for South Georgia State. No team really able to snag momentum so far early on in this game, back and forth.
Yeah, nobody seems to get the edge over each other. There seems just to be probing, trying to see what each other's going to do.
Now down baseline pass over to Stebbins, mid-range, too strong. And a rebound right there by Roberts.
And the Hawks have to push this ball up the court if they want to get some type of momentum here, get some shots stringed together.
And a double team right here on Chandler Thomas, and it's going to force a tie ball.
Yeah, that was just waiting to happen. Your best player holding on to the ball for too long. He just has to either make a play with that or get it to somebody else who can.
Timeout. We're going to take it with them. Indian River up 19-18 early on. Looks like another great game brewing here at the Eastern Florida Classic. Welcome back into Titan Fieldhouse. Titans aren't playing, but we've got a good one right here. Indian River up 19-18 early on in the finale of the Eastern Florida Classic. Max Mesman alongside my analyst, Ethan Story. Fighting for the rebound, Isaiah Cameron able to get it out to Incubase. Incubase actually a 57% three-point shooter on the year. That stat gonna go down after that shot, but not a bad shot if you're shooting above 50% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that's the shot you want to see him take every time because, like you said, above 50% from three-pointer, that is amazing. Another foul here by the Hawks.
Those fouls starting to pile up. Now sitting at 8, and we go into the bonus for Indian River.
And this is just not the type of defensive effort you want to see from a team coming off their a losing streak. So you want to see them clean some of this up.
Each team sitting at 2 and 3, but one team got a win yesterday in Indian River, the other with a loss. Isaiah Cameron at the free throw stripe. Too strong on the first attempt. A flat 50% free throw shooter coming into tonight's game. So if the numbers stand correct, he should make the second one. Coming into the game for Indian River is Brandon Noithanangase. Sorry if I butchered that last name. And now South Georgia State coming the other way.
Good push.
Going inside to Callaway. Callaway in the corner to Thomas. Thomas driving baseline. Goes inside to Wright. Wright too short. Rebound. And looks like we're going to get a tie ball here. Possession arrow, Indian River.
Yeah, as you can see, as soon as Thomas gets the ball, he's drawing that double team. So Indian River, they seem to have a game plan against the Hawks' top scorer.
Excuse me, possession arrow, South Georgia State. So they will maintain possession. Roberts with it out on the outside over to Thomas. Thomas guarded right now by Ferrer. Cross court.
Late with the pass. He had Thomas crashing back door. I don't know why he held on to that one.
And Roberts with a deep three, his third of the night.
That one was some Curry range, Max.
Matthew Roberts right now on fire from beyond the arc. He's already at his game average of 9 a game just off three-pointers. As that's a steal for the Hawks, and now they're pushing. And Thomas has Roberts. He's calling for it.
Just a miss right there. They could have easily had 2 points there going down in transition.
They could have had 3. Roberts was wide open, but they'll still get 2 off of Chandler Thomas inside.
Nice finish there, cleaning up the misread from earlier.
And now South Georgia State with some momentum, up 3. Cameron driving baseline. Good pass over to Ferrer. Good pump fake, mid-range.
What a shot fake to get the defender in the air off balance, but couldn't convert.
Rebound, Chandler Thomas going the other way. Thomas being met by multiple River defenders. Will go out of bounds, but it'll stay Hawks ball.
And that's just great defense there. As you can see, Thomas is a little irritated. They have him kind of clamped up today.
I mean, that's all scouting coming into the game, knowing that that's their leading scorer, putting multiple bodies on him, not letting him get any airspace. And like you said, the frustration out of him early, that's exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Corey Baldwin, or excuse me, Coach TJ Jackson and the River. Matthew Roberts with it. Nice behind the back dribble. Over to Callaway going down low. Pass nice back to Callaway.
Inside. You have to see that every time.
Beautiful pass by Reggie White. Nice two-man game right there.
Right, that was just easy. You pass it inside, and then you kick it back to where the player is cutting downhill, and it's an easy 2 points.
Now on the outside, loses his dribble, able to get it back.
Strong dribbler, seems to keep it.
Nice extra pass to Squire, and he is fouled on a three-point shot. Trey Callaway. Coach Corey Baldwin shaking his head and talking to Trey.
That's not what you want to do. You want to close out and not hit that defender as he's going up to take that 3 ball.
Got to let the shooter land.
Yes.
And so Squire will go to the free throw line. A 77% free throw shooter coming into the game. Very reliable at the charity strike. And he rattles home the first. 25-21 with a little under 5 minutes to go in this first half. And Squire gets the first 2, looking to go 3 for 3.
This is what you like to see out of your sophomore point guard, making the most of these opportunities from the line.
And he can't make them all. Too strong, but fighting for the rebound. And is able to force a tie ball, and it'll stay Indian River ball.
Look at that hustle. You missed the free throw, but guess what, Coach? I'm going to fight for that ball.
It's exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Jackson out of your sophomore guard. And he's going to key it off here from out of bounds. Stebbins with it deep in the backcourt. Over in the corner to Ferrer, contested 3, just rims out. Good rebound by Stebbins, but passes it to the wrong team.
No one's there. They have numbers, though.
Out to Roberts. Roberts thought about the 3.
Indian River picks up.
Now slowing it down. Callaway in the corner. And Reggie White. Nothing but net from the corner.
Reggie White just laces that one.
Now in the corner, trying to get a 3 of their own, can't make it. Squire with all the space in the world, too strong. And Ferrer ends up with the ball. He can't make the shot. Another rebound for Indian River, and it'll stay here.
For the Hawks, and that seems to be the issue. They don't have any size presence down there to be able to snag those boards. They're going to have to get these rebounds if they hope to stay in the game.
Yeah, the tallest man on the floor right now seems to be Chandler Thomas at 6'4".
Right.
Now Squire, nice spin move, out to Stebbins, and he makes the 3.
And now Indian River seems to start to stack up against the Hawks.
Trey Callaway going the other way. He's got Roberts in the corner. He takes it himself.
What a finish.
Nice little Euro step there on the inside, finishing with the right hand.
That's what you want to do, create space down there when it's all clogged up.
Squire out to an open Ferrer for 3. Left it short. Good rebound. Unable to finish.
Nice hustle for the ball.
Reggie White coming away with it, slowing down the offense. Now Callaway with a nice hezzy over to Roberts.
Chandler
Thomas mid-range.
Looking to get on the board, but he can't do it there.
And now Icubase coming the other way in the corner. And now Squire for 3.
Squire's
he makes it.
Filling it.
Both teams filling the stat sheet with 3s early on. Under 3 minutes to go in what has been an exciting first half.
Yeah, Squire's taking these shots from deep, even though he's only a little over 26% from three-point land as he draws the foul.
Trey Callaway basically hugging Squire. You got to assume that was him trying to stop the fast break right there. Didn't even look like he went for the ball here.
Yeah, the Hawks unable to stop this fast-paced action that Indian River is running.
I'm not sure the rule on take fouls in D1 JUCO, but I know if you're in the NBA and you just purposely foul someone to stop the fast break, it is a technical and it's 2 free throws in the ball. Got to wonder if that's what the referees are talking about.
That's what it looks like.
But in the timeout here, both teams opting to go beyond the arc for their scoring so far tonight. And South Georgia State with the lead, but Indian River has been battling back. What have you seen so far out of the Falcons of Indian River that has really kept them in this ballgame?
You know, like we were just talking about Squire, he's taking some shots from deep. That's not really his forte, but he's landing them. He's got a foul called, so they're getting these shots that they like. But can they keep this consistency up is the real question.
Yeah, Indian River out of their starting 5, only one shooter has a better than 27% three-point percentage, and that's Elliot Icubase. you say Adam Squires, you know, he's not the best three-point shooter, which by general standards, yes, but out of their starting five, he's the second best three-point shooter. But Indian River showing that they can win in both ways, but got to try and get back in front here, down 2 against South Georgia State. On the other side for South Georgia State, you know, also not a great three-point shooting team. I mean, they have a player that's 0% from 3 on the year coming in. They have a player in Aaron Jones who hasn't even shot a 3.
Who hasn't shot a 3 ball this year, so it makes you wonder.
But one player that we expected to be good from beyond the arc that has been is Matthew Roberts. 32%, already has 3 trays in this game.
Yeah, that 31% is going to come in handy today, as we've already seen these teams are going to likely trade buckets from downtown.
Squire makes the first free throw. He's 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Brings this game within 1, a chance to tie. Bang, bang from the free throw line. Tied up at 30. This is not an ESPN documentary, but it is 30 for 30 right now between Indian River and South Georgia State.
This is, and if you're the Hawks, this is exactly, you know, you're in the spot you want to be in, as we see Chandler Thomas finish getting his first points of the game. That's what you like to see. Good
job of breaking the press right there for South Georgia State. Nobody on the back end for Indian River. Nice behind the back move, and Squire
seems to be taking over this game. He's getting any look he wants. He's at the free throw line, at the three-point line, anywhere on the court. Give this man the ball.
And now going the other way, 32-32. Handling the ball outside, Davion Thomas taking it himself, can't finish.
That was nice defense there by Ikubase, I'm sorry.
And unable to get it to go, but going to the free throw line here will be Tyson Miller, 6'3", guard out of Jonesboro High School, to the free throw line. And he makes the first to give South Georgia State a lead. And coming in for Indian River is the Cameron brothers, Isaiah and Caleb.
See, now Indian River looks to get some offensive momentum going as they bring Cameron back in. Caleb Cameron,
their leader coming into this game in points, but Isaiah Cameron, their leader in points on the night so far. Shows you the depth of this Indian River team. And we'll see another press here by South Georgia State, up by 2 late in the first half. Cameron one-on-one with Chandler Thomas. Goes over to Squire. Squire gets it over to Novathongase.
Contested 3, he still took it.
Tips it out and gets a rebound. Squire guarded deep by Davion Thomas. Over in the corner to Ferrer. Ferrer pump fake, mid-range, good.
What a shot right there. He got the defender off balance, and that allowed him to take that jumper.
34-34, creeping up on a minute to go. Davion Thomas with room, good pass, and unable to make it right there on the baseline was Garrett Oravets. And
the Hawks are doing a pretty good job breaking this press, but it's the finishes downhill that have me wondering if they'll be able to keep this up all game.
Now Isaiah Cameron with it. Good move to get past Chandler Thomas. Squire driving inside. Over in the corner to Ferrer. Ferrer shoots it in. Makes it.
Ferrer's filling it. As he had that jumper earlier, he adds 3 more to his total.
Just a great stroke by Ferrer there. Not even moving his arms when catching the ball. Just flicking it up and in.
And that's what we call catching the ball ready to shoot.
And right there, trying to block it, but getting it over the outstretched arm, Chandler Thomas.
And if you're a Hawks fan, it's about time you see him crashing the lane and getting some points.
And Ferrer once again.
Ferrer, somebody put a man on him.
I mean, these teams going back and forth. after what was seeming to be a chippy and defensive game at the start has turned into a frenzy from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they're starting to light it up, Max. I think they've got tired of hearing, us talk about their lack of offense.
Somebody must have said something through the grapevine to these teams, because they have started filling it up even more than last game. 40-36, 27.4 to go. And if you're South Georgia State, they have the ball here. You got to expect a press from Indian River. They've done it all night. But are you trying to hold this ball for the last shot with the shot clock off?
Absolutely. You're down by 4. Maybe if you want, you could probably get a shot, get a stop, and try to get another one. So it's all a part of what the head coach, Corey Baldwin, wants to do as he gets out of this huddle. But in my estimation, I would like at least 2 shots here.
I couldn't agree more. While the shot clock is off, 27.4 against a press is a lot of time. Both teams pressing tonight. Teeing it off here is Reggie White, and gets it stolen away and put in.
Oh my, a grown man against children there. Did you see that?
And if only it counted. I think they're going to call Stebbins for stepping over the line. But nonetheless, Tyler Stebbins right there, Terrion Stebbins, showing his hops. So they will get another shot at it. South Georgia State able to get it inbounds here. Right with it at midcourt. Roberts, he had the shot, but him not taking it makes me think that they're trying to set something up for the final shot. Callaway getting past his man, gets it stolen away. And now 2-on-1, driving inside, and a great block.
And he's the undersized defender, so that block right there was just all heart.
And Reggie White gets it knocked out of bounds. It will stay with South Georgia State. And now with 2.2 seconds, you got to be looking for the last shot right here. 36-40, endless action here in the final game of East Florida Classic. Now Roberts in the corner, takes it, and just too strong. His first miss beyond the arc. He was 3 for 3 before that shot. 40-36 going into the half. Gives us a couple of minutes to catch our breath. But before we go, Ethan, what did you see out of South Georgia State, down 40-36 right now, but able to keep this Indian River team at arm's length? What have you seen out of them in the first half?
Yeah, they're getting contributions from almost everybody. I mean, the star guard, Chandler Thompson, he hasn't been getting that groove going yet. So you have to wonder if they're going to come out in the second half and game plan around that. But like you said, to start this game, it's been all just keeping up with Indian River, because they've been pushing the pace down court, pressing. So the Hawks, they need to be able to find an answer against Indiana River in their set.
And speaking of Indian River and kind of South Georgia State as well, based on coming into this game with looking at the stats and looking how these teams played coming in, and then the way the game started, very chippy, very steel heavy, to have this score be what it is at halftime is unbelievable.
It really is. I mean, like coming into this game, you thought we was going to have a 20-21 finish, but they seem to ramp things up as they've gotten looks and coaches adjusted accordingly, and you love to see that.
And what about Anthony Ferrer off the bench for Indian River? Seems like he can't miss from beyond the arc late in that first half. And the Indian River, they have 40 points in the first half, which I got to believe is one of their biggest totals of the year. And they're doing it all without Caleb Cameron. I think he only has like 2 or 3 points.
Yeah, you said Anthony Ferrer, he's not the traditional three-point shooter that you would want taking that shot. Just over 25-26% from deep. And they just have to get production from Caleb Cameron if they want to extend this lead and have some cushion coming into the second half.
Well, we'll be back in a little over 10 minutes for that second period. Don't go anywhere. You're watching EFSC Sports, and we'll be right back with the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in to Titan Fieldhouse. I'm Max Mesman. Next to me is Ethan Sorey. And if you're just tuning in, you missed a stellar first half between Indian River and South Georgia State. Indian River up 40-36 at the break. A lot of threes so far in this game. I mean, these teams really know no boundaries in terms of how far they can shoot it. Do you think that'll continue in the second half?
I actually do think that'll continue in the second half, you know, because obviously this game right here is going to be an outlier in terms of three-point percentage. You have people like, Squire, who's lighting up the floor, you know, and
Anthony Ferrer as well.
He's shot lights out from deep. So you just have to, you got this thought in your mind like, man, this might be one of those games where these players that aren't necessarily star guys may show up.
Yeah, kind of interesting. We're 50 seconds away from the second half, and Indian River still in their locker room. And here they come out. But talking about that point, you know, each team has also been full court pressing all game. You got to expect that to continue in the second half with how close it is.
Yes, that type of tenacity, that defense trying to get the ball, get the offense off rhythm. That's what both of these coaches and both of these teams are going to look for in the second half. The steals, turnovers are going to be crucial.
Yeah, South Georgia State, you got to assume that they're going to continue that it's almost a 3-2 full court press, 3 people in the front and then 2 people near half court. Whereas on the other side, if you're Indian River, not saying you lay off the full court pressure, but you are leading right now. And there were a couple of times where their full court pressure got completely broken. And they had nobody on the back end, and they were able to get an easy score. So watch out for that in the second half as well. Starting off with the ball here, South Georgia State, 20 minutes for the rest of these players' lives in this game. 20 minutes left in the East Florida Classic as well, which I will say has not disappointed at all today.
It has not. Both of these offenses seem to get some good shots up earlier. Let's see if they continue this type of momentum.
And you see trying to get it inside to the 7-footer, and they do, unable to finish at the rim. Now fighting for the rebound, and he gets it.
Bad pass.
Chandler Thomas gets it back. I will say also look for Aaron Jones to get more involved. Usually not hugely involved in the scoring, but he is 7 foot against an Indian River team whose tallest player that really gets minutes is Arlindo Bernardo. They have Tamil Green, but he has not seen the floor yet, number 32, who is also 7 foot. And so now on the other end, Indian River driving inside, unable to finish. Icubase for 3.
And he laces it.
And that's the guy coming in that we did expect to light it up from 3, his first make.
50%. You know, that's those type of shots that we expect him to make on a nightly basis.
So, one for 2 on the night tonight. So continuing that 50%
indeed
shooting arc. And now South Georgia
Thomas
State
in trouble again this second half. Remember the first half he wasn't able to really get going how he wanted to. They still continue to put multiple bodies on him, and that's a turnover for the Hawks, something that you just don't need coming down in this game in the second half.
Miscommunication right there between Matthew Roberts and Jeremy Anderson. And like you said, yeah, this pressure by Indian River as we get Icubase once again from 3, leaves it short.
Fighting for the rebound here, the Hawks, but they keep it.
That is a good shot, though, right there by a guy who, like we said, shoots over 50% coming in. But if I'm South Georgia State, I got to look to get it in the hands of who has it right now, Matthew Roberts.
Right, lighting it up from 3-point earlier.
And that's going to be a foul right there. Adam Squire sticking his hand into the cookie jar right there, coming up empty.
Fouls on number 24, Dominic Wright.
Excuse me. That'll be on, interesting. The PA announcer said number 24, which is Elliot Icubase, but then said a different name. And I thought it was on Adam Squire. Foul on Indian River, nonetheless. And trying to get it into Matthew Roberts, fighting for it. That's going to be out of bounds off of Squire.
Good hustle by both teams there, not allowing any space, Indian River.
River starting to build a little bit of a lead here, up by 7. South Georgia State looking for an answer. Passes it inside, good feed.
And that just makes you wonder when they're going to get some size in there on the inside because, like you said, their tallest guy, I don't even think he's out there right now.
Yeah. Tallest guy on the roster for Indian River is Tamil Green, but I believe he's in street clothes in the hat right there. It looks like he's about 7 foot. And as we see the missed free 3 right there. And now with a lot of space inside and floats it up and in, Tyrion Stebbins.
That's a nice floater by Stebbins.
But the tallest guy healthy today for Indian River is 6'9" Arlindo Bernardo, who we saw a little bit at the start of the game. Haven't really heard much out of him since, number 23. But then on the other side, as we see, that's going to go off the knee of Trey Calloway and out of bounds.
Another missed opportunity by the Hawks as they continue to turn the ball over.
And now Adam Squire going down the floor, guarded by Trey Calloway. Pass over in the corner to IQ Base. Now
wide open,
not deciding to take a shot. Adam Squire rims out. And Cameron.
Nice hustle by Cameron.
Tell you what, they have really put a bounty on Caleb Cameron inside right there. Being very physical, but it has slowed him down. It has worked. That's a foul you almost don't care about giving up. As we see subbing out for South Georgia State is Aaron Jones, and coming into the game is Dominic Wright.
So there goes that length leaving the court for the Hawks.
IQ Base thought about the 3. Guarded closely. Isaiah Coleman with it now.
Thought to hit that backdoor pass, but thought better of it.
And that's going to be an offensive foul. Hook and hold right there by IQ Base. As trying to steal the ball right there was Jeremy Anderson, able to draw the offensive foul. So now coming down the other end and wide open with space, Roberts. Once again, hesitant to shoot it. Chandler Thomas,
looking
nice crossover.
Going, and he does.
Strong big man finish inside for Chandler Thomas.
And that's star on star right there.
Going up against Caleb Cameron. Now Cameron looking to answer on the other end, met by a double team. Squire guarded by Thomas, spin move. Outside to Isaiah Cameron, mid-range. Leaves it short. Good rebound by Caleb.
Rebound by the guard. And that's what a guard of his length can give you, those boards.
Another three-pointer left short.
Bad pass.
That will go out of bounds, and it'll be South Georgia State ball. And a timeout here by Indian River, and we'll take it with them early on. A little over 4 minutes into this second half. Indian River up by 5, but South Georgia State looking to push. Back here inside Titan Fieldhouse for what has been a great finale up until this point between South Georgia State and Indian River State. 45-40 your score. Indian River got out to an early lead after a 3, but South Georgia State continuing to hang around, and they'll inbound the ball right here after another defensive stop.
Yeah, only down by 5. But those turnovers that they've been accumulating, as a coach, you would love just to be down by only 5 points here.
So Chandler Thomas now in the corner. Squire thought about the double. A little bit of a 2-3 zone here. for Indian River on defense.
Gets it down low. Nice pass.
Chandler Thomas.
Fighting for his own board. Look at that tenacity by the guard.
Bucket won't count, but the foul will. Great job of breaking that 2-3 zone right there. Passing it inside to Thomas. And now Davion Thomas to pass it in.
Nice.
And a good pass inside.
What an inbound there.
Jeremy Anderson.
Davion Thomas with the feed.
Now a 3-point game here. And now in the corner, Ferrer gets it blocked. Chandler Thomas.
And Ferrer, a rare miss from him from downtown this night. As we earlier in the game, he was lighting it up from deep. But he gets it blocked there.
And now in the corner into Caleb Cameron, who needs to get going mid-range, leaves it short. Good, strong rebound by Jeremy Anderson. Now going the other way, Roberts skies for it. Now Chandler Thomas with some space.
Doesn't take the shot. Wonder if he's still hesitating from earlier.
See right there, fighting for the ball down the floor. And it's going to be white ball going out of bounds off of Chandler Thomas.
Good hustle there by Caleb Cameron. Not getting the offensive production that he wants, but that energy is still there.
But you're right about Chandler Thomas. He definitely seems shaken up after the multiple double teams that they've brought to him. That's what you're going to get as your highest scorer. And that's going to be out of bounds. Another turnover by Indian River. And Coach TJ Jackson putting his head in his hands. Can't, like...
Just undisciplined there. You have to take care of the ball in a close game like this.
Almost stolen away. South Georgia State gets it down the floor. 42-45, chance to tie it with a 3. Breaking the double team right there. Chandler Thomas thought about it. Good hezzy. Gets inside and draws the foul. That's going to be on Caleb Cameron.
That had to be a breath of fresh air for him, and he's been pretty much contained tonight. So him getting to the stripe, currently a 71% free throw shooter. Let's see if he can knock these down just to see that ball go through the net.
Seems like Chandler Thomas's best offense is when he's driving inside. As he knocks down the first of 2 free throws. And even though it hasn't been the most efficient night for Chandler Thomas up until this point, he is still one of the leaders on this team, and you can bet your bottom dollar that they're going to go to him if this game remains close.
Yeah, it is. Even though your star's bottled up, you still don't want to shy away from him because that just doesn't help for his confidence.
Man-to-man full court press here. Good job by Squire taking it himself, and an elbow to the face.
Good job selling that by Davion Thomas. We've seen the elbow extend there. That's something that the refs are going to be looking for.
And Squire doesn't like it, but they're going to call that every time. Sometimes they give him a technical for something like that, but I think the refs know how close and physical of a game this has been, calling it a common foul. 45-44, chance to take the lead for South Georgia State. Davion Thomas taking it himself with the right, can't finish.
Good block.
And it's going to stay here.
Looks like that was Squire in there, getting a hand on it.
Will remain with the Hawks, but good defense inside by Indian River. Setting the court here from the out-of-bounds spot. Davion Thomas passes into a cutting Reggie White.
Good feed, and that right there is just teaching tape. That's what they teach for you in practice on those inbound passes. Cut strong and hard to the basket, and you'll get fed every time.
In a nice, soft finish, gives South Georgia State the lead. Caleb Cameron going inside.
Nice pump fake there.
Iku base.
A strong body inside.
Puts it in. Elliot Ikubase.
Bringing some tenacity to this offense. What a steal by Squire.
Getting too hungry right there. Matthew Roberts trying to find Chandler Thomas. Now Ferrer with some space. Just rims out.
Looks like he's still feeling it from earlier.
And Looks like we're going to get a call, a push-off on.
Calls on number 5, Terrion Stebbins.
It's going to go on Terrion Stebbins. And he'll come out of the game. And I might have misheard the PA announcer, but it sounded like they said that was his 5th foul, which would mean we aren't going to see Stebbins the rest of the game. Indian River already with 5 fouls as a team in the second half.
And look at the Hawks finally able to get some momentum pushing the ball down the court.
And a
What
steal by Thomas going in, blocked by Caleb Cameron.
And there's that length from that guard right there that you typically don't see. Getting the block.
Cameron, not a great day offensively, but right there a big play on defense and leaves it short. Squire, Thomas trying to save it, but it'll go out of bounds and he'll stay with Indian River.
Caleb, and yeah, Max, like you said, hasn't had the game scoring-wise that he would like, but once again, he's giving that effort on the defensive side, and as you can see there, he's crashing the boards too.
Passing it in for Indian River, Ferrer.
Wonder if a little fatigue setting in for Cameron.
Now Icubase with it on the outside.
Strong dribbler, he had to get it away.
Now shot from the corner, Rivera left it short. Cameron fighting for the rebound. And it looks like it's gonna be a tie ball. Possession arrow will remain with Indian River.
And what effort there by Cameron. As you can see, that lack of production isn't wavering his confidence at all. He's trying to contribute any way he can.
And now substituting in for Reggie White is Jeremy Anderson for the Hawks.
Jeremy Anderson, the sophomore.
And now Cameron passes out to wide open Ferrer and misses again.
Out. You have to wonder if these shots that they're taking almost in and out are starting to affect them a little bit.
They are building up in this second half. But this is kind of what we expected. Two teams that, as of late, have struggled from beyond the arc in their past games. Had a fiery first half, the second half coming a little back to reality.
A little awkward pass there. Good job by Chandler Thomas keeping that in play.
Now taking it himself to the rack, some up and under, can't finish. But a good rebound right there by Jeremy Anderson.
Great team basketball right there.
And now 50-47, South Georgia State with their biggest lead of the second half, up by 3. Rivera guarded by Matthew Roberts on the outside.
And that Hawks bench is feeling it.
Now Cameron steps into his shot, can't make it.
Still can't get himself going. He's had an off night tonight.
And now Roberts coming down the other end, taking it himself. Now slows down the pace up top to Thomas. And Hawks trying to draw something up here. Up by 3.
Thomas, a 50% shooter from the field, but he'll pass it here.
Breaks the double team wide open, but and off the rebound, fouled right there is Davion Thomas. And South Georgia, even though they have nobody over 6'4", maintaining that physicality on the boards. As Davion Thomas will go to the free throw line when we return. Catch your breath, get some snacks, but don't go away as we have 11 and a half minutes to go in this second half.
Number 33.
We're back here at Titan Fieldhouse for what has been a doozy so far. 2 for 2 so far in close games today. As early on, the Titans of Eastern Florida finished undefeated this weekend at the Eastern Florida Classic, winning 70-67 over South Georgia Tech. But South Georgia State right now up 4, as going 1 for 2 right there at the strike is Davion Thomas. 51-47 your score. I'm Max Mesman. Next to me is Ethan Sorey. And going inside strong, Elliot Icubase, excuse me.
You want to get him more touches, as he's going to be able to drive downhill and bring that physicality that Indian River needs to have at this point in the game.
Elliot Icubase really can do it all, can shoot well from beyond the arc, but also finish inside. He's been a spark plug for Indian River so far. He's down 2.
One of the biggest guys on the court, so.
And you see Thomas had to double clutch. Good defense right there by Icubase, getting in his face.
Doing it all for Indian River as they turn the ball over, and now
they got
the Hawks
numbers.
have momentum, but they cannot convert the fast break.
Off the knee of Matthew Roberts and out of bounds. South Georgia State had numbers, but just couldn't control the ball, and now the Falcons of Indian River going down the other end.
Missed opportunities there.
Caleb Rivera passing it back out to Ferrer, fakes it, mid-range, bang.
You got to get the defender off his X, as they sort of call it. Get him off his balance, and you can be able to take that pull-up jumper any time of the day.
Now knotted up at 51 apiece. About midway through this second half. Good pass inside.
And he was sitting down there for a moment waiting to get that pass, but as soon as he looked up, he saw Thomas down there.
And South Georgia State has really been able to take advantage of that 2-3 as Ferrer from way downtown.
Not sure if that's a good shot, as he had a hand in his face.
Hand in his face and shot it from a different area code, but Anthony Ferrer, the way he was shooting at the end of the first half, that was a good shot. Hasn't been as knocked down of a shooter in the second half from beyond the arc.
Wonder if he's trying to get himself going here.
Yeah, possibly. 53-51, South Georgia State up. Caleb Rivera guarded closely by Davion Thomas near half court, and that's going to be a foul. Davion Thomas, a little bit too aggressive defensively right there.
Indeed, against the smaller defender, 5'8" freshman guard Caleb Rivera. You just have to be more aware of that. The refs are going to look for those calls.
And Davion Thomas, as well as Dominic Wright, substituting out for South Georgia State, and coming in will be Trey Calloway along with Reggie White. And now Ferrer trying from the corner, leaves it short.
Looks like Ferrer's going to try that shot any chance he gets.
He's calling for the ball once again, although he doesn't shoot it there. Nice pickup by Matthew Roberts on the perimeter. Squire from way downtown, he hits it.
Laces it. What a shot, and a shot that they needed to get them back up a point.
Adam Squire, probably the longest make we've seen all night tonight.
That was nothing but net.
The pride of Montverde Academy really putting it on tonight for Indian River. Now South Georgia State got to answer. I was kind of mentioning earlier, didn't really see this 2-3 look in the first half by Indian River. They've opted to go to it, and it really hasn't worked. South Georgia has been able to get some looks inside.
It's because they don't have that length or that height down there to match up with the Hawks.
Absolutely. Isaiah Cameron at 6'4" is playing that middle role in the bottom 3, almost like a center.
Right, and in a way, he's down there on the island.
And Matthew Roberts, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. His first shot from 3 since halftime.
Matthew Roberts here getting in on the three-point action.
I mean, you were kind of waiting for them to go back to him.
Right.
And that's going to go out of bounds, and it will maintain with Indian River. Rivera to pass it in. Three-point shooting starting to catch up once again here. First Squire and then Roberts. Now Icubase over to Rivera.
They're feeling it. He chunks up a 3, but it's not there.
And now fighting for the rebound, going to the floor, and it's going to be a tie ball.
I'm not sure if I would have called that a tie ball, but hey, I'm not a referee.
It will maintain. It will go to South Georgia State now. But I agree with you. It seemed like Jeremy Anderson had full control of that, going that to the ground. But big for Indian River as it switches the possession arrow over to them, even though they don't get the ball. And now playing with the lead, 56-54, 8.5 to go here. If you're Indian River, you got to think, get it to my scorers, get it to Chandler Thomas, get it to Matthew Roberts here. And Roberts with it in the corner, pass it inside, out. It went too far out of the outstretched arms of Thomas, and it'll go out of bounds, and it will be Indian River ball.
Indian River ball, indeed.
And even though he hasn't been able to score, you got to continue to give the ball to Caleb Cameron. Your leading scorer coming into this game, leading scorer for both teams coming into this game at 18 a night. As Squire goes inside, passes it to the other Cameron. Isaiah tried to go up and under, and he draws the foul.
And it's like you said, you want to give your star guards the ball even when they're not having that production. As we've seen the same with the Hawks, they keep getting Chandler Thomas the ball despite of him not having the greatest shooting night that we're accustomed to seeing from him. So you want to keep that confidence up.
Isaiah Cameron going to the free throw line, following the foul by Dominic Wright. And he puts into the net the first. 56-55. Neither team giving an edge. Cameron ties it up right there. Coming in for South Georgia State will be Davian Thomas replacing Trey Calloway. No press right here by Indian River, getting into that 2-3 zone.
Davian Thomas handling the rock, the 6-0 guard.
And now inside, Dominic Wright.
Good steal.
Isaiah Cameron getting his hands on it. Now 3-on-3. Ferrer in the corner. Bang!
He drills it.
Anthony Ferrer right there.
And we've seen him get hot earlier in the start of this game, and it looks like he's picking right back up where he left off.
And now Davian Thomas with it on the outside. South Georgia now trailing by 3. Inside to Jeremy Anderson. Can't finish. Rebound by Caleb Cameron. Now Isaiah Cameron coming the other way. Back to Ferrer. Same spot.
Oh.
Different result.
You can't
And now Squire from deep.
And they are chucking these things from behind the arc like nobody's business.
And Indian River now with back-to-back threes. We're going to take a quick breather right here, 62-56 with 7:14 to go in the game. We'll be right back following this break.
Given I'm a Bama fan, I don't have a problem with Georgia.
Back here at Titan Fieldhouse between Indian River and South Georgia State. Indian River starting to pull away a little bit, 62-56 your score, with a bunch of three-point shooting coming back for Indian River in this second half behind Anthony Ferrer and Adam Squire.
And if you're Corey Baldwin, the head coach of the Hawks, you want to get that man number 0 the ball and have him create. Get him some touches, get some shots going up for him, as he will be the X factor in this game if they hope to come back.
And now Davian Thomas thought about it on the outside.
Almost went out of bounds there. Good save.
And now a little crowded inside, and just bad offense right there by South Georgia State.
The Hawks continue to have these missteps and miscommunications that's costing them the game.
Another timeout here. We're going to keep it here. 6:48 your score. And you just talked about it, the miscues by South Georgia State, down by 6 right now. When it looked like they started to get a little bit of control in this second half, just turnovers. And then on the other end, Indian River able to capitalize with some threes.
They are, and if you're Indian River, this is exactly what you wanted to finish or to coming down the stretch of this game. Because as you can say, they've had their fair share of, miscues and missteps. So they are able to clean all of that up, and we'll see what the Hawks do coming out of this timeout.
Yeah, and for South Georgia State to get back into this game, like you said, they got to go to Chandler Thomas. I mean, leads them in scoring coming into this game, 15 points per game. Is coming off a game where he had 26 against Eastern Florida, and he's somebody that you got to go to. Also, an interesting stat that I just seen, Dominic Wright had 4 3-pointers off the bench against Eastern Florida, but we haven't really seen him. We really haven't seen him do that tonight. He is in the game, number 24, but Indian River with the ball here, and you got to believe that they're going to go to the hot hand of Adam Squire here, and they pass it to him off the inbounds.
They're playing them tight. Let's see if he can break this coverage that they have against him.
One-on-one against Davion Thomas.
One of the best defenders the Hawks have.
Anthony Ferrer.
And that duo right there, 30 and 33, they've been lining up the Hawks all night.
And now 65-56, South Georgia State in need of an answer. That 2-3 zone starting to wear down on this South Georgia offense.
And you wonder if this lead might be too much for them to overcome, because as you can see, Chandler Thomas, he isn't really looking to create as much as we thought, but Roberts, as you can see, he laces a 3 from deep, giving his team some hope.
His 5th 3-point make on the night on 6 attempts. I mean, I don't know how you don't keep going to Roberts. He seems like your only offense.
Yeah, when Thomas isn't getting the production he wants, you have to find somebody else.
And now Anthony Ferrer.
They're feeling it. Even with the hand in his face. I mean, that's number 24, Dominic Wright, guarding him. He has some length, but he still gets it up.
Anthony Ferrer is inhuman right now. Can't miss from beyond the arc, and South Georgia State's got to continue to find an answer, but Ferrer getting the steal.
It looks like he's doing it all.
And now Icubase taking it in. Good job by Davion Thomas, able to recover, tap it away from Isaiah Coleman.
Getting a hand on that. As you can see, he's putting in some work down there, hands on his hip. Let's see if he can keep this momentum up.
I mean, this South Georgia team on their heels right now. And whatever you do, you can't let the ball get into the hands of Anthony Ferrer. And they are continuing to try and find him.
But it's not just Ferrer.
Squire
thought that he had him 1-2.
Leaving it just short. And if you're South Georgia, you exhale because he did have an open look. Now Davion Thomas running the offense. Got to try and get it in the hands of this guy, Matthew Roberts. Driving in. Goes over to Thomas. Thomas trying to go up through the trees.
And he just can't connect.
Gets the rebound back.
Still nothing. He's fighting hard down there, but he's not getting the results that he wants.
He does earn a foul call, and that's going to go against Indian River. Chandler Thomas putting in work down low.
And I wouldn't say it's about time, but, you like to see him going to the line, as he hasn't been there since the first half.
And these are 2 crucial free throws, and he makes the first. Chandler Thomas, sophomore guard, out of Warner Robins, Georgia.
70% free throw shooter. You'll love to see him knock these down to give the Hawks just some type of life here.
And now coming into the game, Reggie White. He'll sub in for Dominic Wright. So the Titans giving up some size, the Hawks giving up some size as making both is Chandler Thomas. But opting that for more offense here, I would assume.
They almost put 2 people on Squire there,
and now
he turns the ball over.
And a foul on Isaiah Coleman.
Wow, great hustle by both teams there.
And now Davian Thomas will go to the line as Indian River has 8 fouls on the night, and it is the bonus for South Georgia State for the rest of the game.
And to knock these freebies down will be crucial because they're down by 7.
To make it a 5-point game, Davian Thomas. And he makes the first. Davion Thomas has really been putting in work off the bench tonight. Steals, passing, and now free throw shooting as he makes both. So 4 big free throws here for South Georgia State to cut this lead in half nearly. 5-point game, continuing that full court press, and it bites him in the bud right there.
A little too physical by Chandler Thomas there.
Chandler Thomas fouling Adam Squire right there. 6 fouls now on South Georgia State. 1 more foul and they're in the bonus. And it looks like we're going to get
a redo on that inbound.
And you hear Coach Jackson talking to Caleb Cameron, who once again has not really seen the ball well offensively tonight. You got to continue to get it to him because he is the most dangerous. And that's going to be out of bounds, but it will be Indian River ball still. Coach Corey Baldwin wanting possession switched. Great defense right here by Davian Thomas. Really a pest. And now Adam Ferrer with space once again.
Adam
Can't
Ferrer,
finish.
that was a catch and shoot. You almost thought that was going to go in.
Based off every time the ball's touched his hands, I'm more surprised if he misses it.
Right.
So now Chandler Thomas controlling it over to Matthew Roberts. Those two, the offense so far for South Georgia in the second half.
Chandler Thomas kind of taking the back seat role in terms of, you know, orchestrating this offense.
Now Davian Thomas gets inside, passes it out to Roberts, and he hits it.
He hits it. What a shot.
I think they called a travel on Davian Thomas, and they did.
So a potential momentum switch, is erased by
Davian Thomas having a travel right there. And that's really been the story of the game, though, for South Georgia State. Anytime they seem like they're getting back into it, they just bring themselves down with like a mental mistake.
Yeah, they shoot themselves in the foot, and you have to wonder if that's what Coach Baldwin is in there talking to them now as they're in the huddle. You just have to clean up those mistakes. It's still a 5-point game, so not all hope is lost, but you just wanted to see them get into, you know what I'm saying, get into that groove.
You beat me to it. I was just about to say, all of that being said, South Georgia is only down by 5. They're going to come out most likely in a press out of this timeout trying to get the ball back. But if you're Indian River, I mean, how do you not continue going to Adam Ferrer? I mean, he has been lights out shooting. I know he just missed his last one, but before that he had made 2 straight. And so if I'm Indian River, it's either Adam Ferrer on the outside or I'm going inside to, Anthony Ferrer. It's either him on the outside, Adam Squire on the outside, or I'm going in to Caleb Cameron, who, once again,
has yet to get going, but he is always a weapon for them. Has drawn a couple fouls on the inside, really just a mismatch with his long arms. That length is always a factor. Even when you're not scoring the ball as well, you can still disrupt the defense.
Davian Thomas sticking to Adam Squire like a sticky note. Able to get it back over to Caleb Cameron, who brings it up for the Falcons. Now Squire was looking for Ferrer. Icubase thought about the 3.
Thought better of it.
And that's going to be a charge.
Offensive foul here. Indian River, that's something you did not want to have with just a little over 3:30 left in the game.
Terrion Stebbins. And that is his 5th of the night, and he will be done for the remainder of this game. Terrion Stebbins.
A huge blow for the Indian River.
The starting guard is usually a defensive staple and is great on the boards with 6 rebounds a game. Will not be seeing him for the rest of tonight. Now Davion Thomas stops, pops, can't make it. Rebound, but it will go out of bounds. Reggie White asking for a push-off.
Great hustle there, but the ref seen it, and what they call is absolute.
And so now 68-63 still your score. South Georgia needs a stop. They want to remain in this game.
You cannot allow Ferrer or Squire to get any deep looks here.
Ferrer driving in but unable to finish, and now Davion Thomas pushing the ball over to Reggie White, blocked.
What a block by 15, Isaiah Cameron.
And now dribbling inside, stopping mid-range, can't make it. Rebound to Caleb Cameron. Now Isaiah Cameron passing it over to Ferrer, all the time in the world.
Open, and it just rims out.
Maybe too much time right there for the sharpshooter. Squire from deep range, he left it short.
Good board.
And drawing the foul
and
right there.
Nobody boxed out there for the Hawks. You have to wonder if they're really trying to keep this game in a tough possession, because they teach you to box when that ball goes up, find the defender and box them out.
And you're kind of seeing that lack of size being a factor there as well for South Georgia. As Ferrer going to the free throw line, and he makes the first.
Like you said, the size coming in, starting to be a factor here. Anthony Ferreira, he's 6'3", but not that huge guy, but they still allowed him to get downhill and get his own rebound as he makes both of the free throws.
2 huge free throws right there, and you feel like this is almost a must-score possession for South Georgia.
Okay, you see Chandler Thomas orchestrating the offense. Tried to sell the foul, but he doesn't get the call from the ref.
And Caleb Cameron all over him. Good screen by Reggie White, floats it up and in.
And I think that run right there was a frustration bucket from Chandler Thomas, because he hasn't had his way, but as you can see, he wasn't getting denied from going downhill.
And you could see him after that play kind of stomping on the ground and getting excited, pumped up. And now with 2:17 to go, we're going to keep it here, 70-65 your score. And if
Hawks need the turnover. I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but Hawks need a defensive stop here. They need to get the ball in their hand and get a run going. Get a couple easy buckets, see that ball go through the net.
And I was kind of going to say, yeah, absolutely. They're for sure going to come out in a press here if you're South Georgia State. Probably the most aggressive we've seen all night out of them.
Exactly.
And, we've seen on the inside size being a mismatch for South Georgia State, but they do have a 7-footer who is going to remain on the bench, and number 12, Aaron Jones. He's a starter, but he's really hasn't seen many minutes because he's basically been a non-factor in terms of scoring. And so I can see why Corey Baldwin would have him out, but I would just think, if you're going to have a size mismatch inside, at least have him in there for rebounding.
Right. Get in some defensive presence in there.
So now pressure right here, able to beat it right there. Caleb Cameron now out to Squire, thought about the 3-2 zone here for
the Hawks. Oh, well, bad shot there.
Able to get it back. Squire on the outside, dribbling in, draws the double. Cross court to Isaiah Cameron. Over to Ferrer, calling for it. Now Squire driving inside, and he puts it up as the shot clock expires.
From deep, from the paint, it doesn't matter. These guys can score the ball.
And now that's going to be a foul. Foul on, looks like
Caleb Cameron? Oh, no.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul on Elliot Ikubase. But got to be really just a stinger right there, scoring as the shot clock expires. But that's exactly how you draw it up if you're Indian River, right there out of the timeout.
Because as we know, Ferrer and Squire have been threats from the three-point range. So them driving in the paint was just textbook to get this defense off balance.
Yeah, good job of tipping the shot by Ferrer, but Squire, good job of staying with the play. And now at the line, Chandler Thomas makes the first.
These are crucial free throws here with just over 1:30 left. They hope to get back in this one.
And the double bonus here for South Georgia State. And he misses the second. And Reggie White looking for the rebound but couldn't get it. And now Indian River going fast. Caleb Cameron, and he draws the foul.
Nice push, nice push. Some would wonder with just over a minute and 30 left that Indian River may try to sit on the ball, but no, they're pushing it with pace, trying to add to their lead.
Yeah, that has worked all night, going up and down the floor with precision for Indian River. And now 2 huge free throws, and he makes the first. Caleb Cameron, a 67% free throw shooter on the year. Now coming in for the South Georgia State Hawks will be Dominic Wright. Yes, 6'6", sophomore forward out of Lawrenceville.
So I think that what Coach Baldwin is trying to do is get some size down in there.
And Caleb Cameron going 1 for 2 right there. South Georgia not out of it yet, but needs to score and needs to score quickly.
They need to score. Not necessarily have to have the 3, but you would like it here.
Now Davion Thomas driving inside. That 2-3 zone is cooking them right now.
The 3, that's who you want it to be shot by, but it's rims in and out.
That was the shot right there. Matthew Roberts unable to make it. And now 54 seconds to go. You almost get into foul territory right here. Opting to play straight up are the Hawks. Looking to get a stop and score.
Nice crossover there. Reach in, doesn't get the ball.
Ferrer, pump fakes. Could this be the dagger from mid-range? Can't make it. Wright fighting for the rebound. Able to get his Jeremy Anderson, and now you got to go. If you're South Georgia, Matthew Roberts going inside. That's going to be a tie ball.
Wow, interesting call there by the ref. I thought he got a hand on that ball as he got it up. I didn't see both hands corralling it, but they're going to call it how it is.
Huge call late, and it will be Indian River ball, and you almost feel like it would take a miracle for South Georgia to get back in this game.
Yeah, if you're the Hawks, that one just took the wind right out of you. You thought you could have had something there driving downhill, but interesting call there by the ref.
And first things first, you got to try and get a steal off the inbounds. And going for the ball, and it's going to be a foul. And Caleb Rivera.
A little chippiness going on down there.
Chucking the ball at Reggie White.
Rivera.
And it looks like we might get a technical right here.
The 5'8" guard got a little frustrated there, threw the ball at, who would that be?
Looked like it was at Reggie White. That's who he was talking with. And it will be a technical, I think, on South Georgia.
Yeah, because there was some aggression there on that foul. They needed to foul, but I don't think you needed to foul that hard. You knocked the 5'8" guard to the ground.
And down by 7, you got to respect South Georgia continuing to fight. But at this point in the game, a couple of free throws. And unless South Georgia can hit some threes whenever they get on offense here, as a lot more conversation being had by the refs. Obviously, this has to be about whether technical. I think Rivera, I would be surprised if Rivera doesn't get a technical for throwing the ball at Reggie White as well. Could see double techs right here. One on Reggie White and then one on Rivera. I do agree that, yes, he did go down a little hard off the foul. I don't think it was Reggie White's intention, but that's how it went down. So looks like we're going to get...
Fouls on number 4, Davion Thomas, his 4th.
So foul is actually going to be on Davion Thomas. His 4th in the night. And
Foul on number 11, Caleb Rivera.
And we're going to get a technical on Rivera. So, and it looks like it's going to be no tech on South Georgia. Makes sense after tossing the ball. And so Davion Thomas with 2 big free throws right here. If he can make both of these and Rivera miss, but leaves it short.
Heartbreaker right there. And you have to think that just closed the door on this game with just 24 seconds left.
Crazier things have happened as down by 2 possessions now, South Georgia State, but they need Rivera to miss both of these free throws. It will be a 1-and-1, so if he misses the first, he can get the rebound and possibly call a timeout. 2 remaining for South Georgia, try and set up a 3 to try and make it a 1-score game. They have their work cut out for them, but it is not impossible.
Like you said, we've seen crazier things happen.
So Rivera at the free throw line for Indian River. 1-and-1.
Very big shots here by Rivera. Let's see if he can knock him down.
And he gets the friendly roll on the first, and that could be the dagger right there. 7-point lead, 3 possession difference between these two teams. And making both right there.
Now the Hawks would have to have a 3, foul here, and then try to get 2 more possessions. Unlikely, but let's see what they do here.
And Davion Thomas not taking the 3.
It is denied, but they call that a foul.
On Caleb Cameron right there. And so we will get 2 shots here for Davion Thomas. It will be 2 shots, not a 1-and-1. And if you're Thomas, do you almost make the first and then purposely miss the second in hopes for a pop-out 3?
That wouldn't be a bad strategy there, because the more points, the better, with just 16 seconds left in the game.
You almost feel like, I mean, it does make it a 2-possession game if he makes the second one. And he does.
He does, so he stays safe and knocks down those 2 freebies.
So 6-point game, 2 possessions. South Georgia would love a steal right here on the press. And right there, it's tipped away, and if they do get the steal, Chandler Thomas gets it blocked, but they call a foul.
Oh, my goodness.
On Caleb Cameron once again.
That's 2 fouls on back-to-back possessions by Caleb Cameron.
And Chandler Thomas will go through the free throw line and can make it obviously a 5-point game on the first. And now this, I wouldn't even say it's crazy to miss it, purposely miss it right here, because even if you make both, it's still a 2-possession game.
Unless you want to hang your hat on that, preventing the inbound pass.
That is very true. It did just work for them. They could play their chances, but first you got to make the first free throw, and he does. Nothing but net. So a little bit more interesting right here than we thought it would be. We did say we have seen crazier things. So Chandler Thomas here with the second makes it.
Both of them.
So
those
now
are 2 huge shots.
4-point game. Indian River getting it inbounds quickly, and it will be a foul right there by Matthew Roberts. And no matter what here,
a little over 9 seconds left.
No matter what here, it will still be a 2-possession game, barring a rebound for Indian River, which would, for all intents and purposes, end the game. But you got to hope he misses one of these at least. It will be a 1-and-1. He makes the first. And big free throw.
Big free throw. That right there just might have put the cap on this game.
Will still be a 2-possession game, no matter a make or a miss.
You see Indian River playing deep.
And Rivera able to make both. And now Indian River will go with some size here. Arlindo Bernardo coming in.
Good
hopefully probably
Jackson.
getting a block on the outside. Davion Thomas shoots it up.
Nothing there, and that right there might be the end to this one, and it is.
Great fight by both teams in this Eastern Florida Classic finale. Indian River coming up with the win, and they will move up to 500, 3-3 on the year. Nice outing for them, getting 2 wins in 2 days at the Eastern Florida Classic, whereas South Georgia State came into this weekend at 2-2, but leaves with 2 tough losses, one to Eastern Florida and one to Indian River. So they will move down to 2-4. Starting off with South Georgia, took a tough loss today, but showed a lot more fight than they did yesterday against Eastern Florida, only losing by 6 in this one. What did you see about them that they can use moving forward to build off this loss?
Yeah, they have a lot to clean up offensively, you know, taking care of the ball and just making sure that when they have those shots they need to capitalize. We've seen a couple of times tonight where, you know, Chandler Thomas, he could have had some shots that he could have taken but opted to pass the ball and let others get involved. But if you're Coach Baldwin, you want that. You want your star guy to create, make shots, try to get himself in rhythm. So you have to see if they'll continue to work on that in practice down the line for their future games.
And on the other side for Indian River, you finished 2-0 at this Eastern Florida Classic to now move up to 3-3 on the year. And you're sitting in the Citrus Conference, which is one of the most competitive D1 JUCO conferences in the country. Obviously, this tournament hosted by one of your interconference opponents in Eastern Florida, who is 5-1 after a win today. And so they got a tough road ahead of them, but they showed a lot of good things, a lot of stuff to work on. What is your overall thoughts about Indian River before we wrap this thing up?
Indian River, they have the playmakers and the shot makers that, you know, you will want to see in a lineup. So as far as them, they would need to get more production out of their star guys as well. As we know that Caleb Cameron didn't have the offensive performance that he would like, but he, you know, cleaned it up with those defensive stops. He had a couple block shots and making sure that his presence was felt in the game. So for Indian River, you just like to see them stay on pace, keep it